That Roseanne Barr, welcome to Newsmax. It really is a thrill to see you on TV, kind of in person. Welcome and congratulations on the new documentary. How are you?
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. You know, I feel like cancel culture is kind of on the way out, but not exactly. How do you feel about that? I think it's great with Trump back in, but I think we still have a very touchy culture, and if you say the wrong thing, they still want to take you out.
Yeah, I think they do, but I think it's harder for them because, everybody's woke up to the fact, or I should say, awoke or whatever, woke up, but I hate to say woke, but everybody's kind of woke up to the fact of how they do things and how corrupt they are and how it's just a political tool of the Democrat Party. So I don't think they can fool many more of us for too much longer.
You know, a tool of the Democrat Party, but I want to ask you, do you think it's also becoming a tool of everybody? You know, I see some people, you know, they say the wrong thing in MAGA, they may be MAGA, and all hell breaks loose, at least online. Sometimes it looks worse than it is. But sometimes I see our side employing the same techniques and tactics. I hope they all go away for everybody, but it's a concern of mine. Do you hear me on that?
I do. Free speech always has, some danger to it, but I still support it for the most part, unless it's just horrible hate speech and, trying to get people all riled up to do something bad.
I hear you. But then again, you know what? That's what they said. If you had a question about the election, you're trying to rile up somebody to get some do bad. That's what they said January 6th. So I'm kind of like a free speech absolutist.
They seem to make mountains out of molehills when it comes from our side, and then they make molehills out of mountains when it comes on their side, It's a psychological war and an information war, and people have to figure out what they're going to believe.
I'm curious.
And they have to stand strong in it.
Absolutely. Can you tell everybody what your politics are? If it's easy to sum up, maybe it's not. I saw you with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. during his campaign for president. I happen to be a big fan. I love the Maha thing. And you were there right when he was kind of talking about a kind of a bizarre moment from his life involving a bear and Central Park and whatever. It was all kind of cool and also bizarre. But what are your politics, Roseanne?
Well, I'm, MAGA, and I love our president, and I just want problems to be solved and stop being, exploited for fundraising purposes.
Well, he is a big fan of yours, and let's just appreciate that for a moment. Everybody, I'd like to play C06, if you don't mind.
She had the #1 show on television. And I'll tell you, they just couldn't stand it, could they? Huh? They couldn't stand it, but everybody knows that that show was a monster. 28 million people, she doubled and tripled, and they took heat. If they had 3 million, they'd be happy if it was the right person, but you are the right person. You're fantastic.
So true about television and the rest. That's an awesome, he has great appreciation, doesn't he? And he's not afraid to celebrate things. One of the things I like about him.
Me too, and he's funny.